Hello and welcome to the Media Bubble Podcast, the podcast that bubbles and talks about all kind of media.
Ooh, I like the new free spin remix that you got going on, Fredrik.
Yeah, I don't know really what that came from. I just started talking and that's what came out.
Yes, so welcome back to the show. Today we're going easy breezy and we will be talking about just whatever.
Yeah, we are thinking about changing the whole format of this channel and making this a bit more free-spokenly, a bit more openly conversations that Karol and I maybe have normally.
Yeah, I feel like, because in each of our previous episodes there's always a lot of prep that goes into an episode, be it watching a movie, a series, playing a game.
Yeah, there's a in the beginning it was fine, but the more and more it has gone on, the longer and longer our preparations are.
Exactly, and why spend this time prepping when we can just talk and do something a little bit more casual instead?
I think in the beginning of the podcast too, we kind of did topics because sometimes we got a little bit quiet, and now I don't think we do get as quiet anymore, because sometimes in our topics episode in the beginning they were like, what should I say now?
It's true, but I feel like, we've done this for not a long while, but we did this for a while. So let's just talk.
Yeah. And Karol, you just come from being sick, right?
Yes, once I've stopped being sick, I called you right away to get you some cakes.
Yeah.
Because I made too much.
You made 24 pieces, even thought you're the only person in your house for the moment.
So my family is currently on vacation since, why not? They can go on a vacation when they feel like. But that left me alone. And at the same time, I also became sick. And because I was so tired of not doing anything, I was just like, I have this recipe I can use. Let's double it for some reason.
Okay.
And I came here today to offload some of the cakes to Fredrik.
So now you have only eaten bread.
Bread with apples, yes, and with with other stuff.
I guess we just recently met up, and most of the time you have been here. We have played Lies of P that came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this in Summer Game Show talk, or what was that
Summer
called?
Game Fest.
Yeah, Summer Game Fest.
It was when it was announced.
Yeah, it was one of my choices of talking points in that video. And I did look forward to it because it had kind of a unique style. It was soul-based and now we have tested, and just to say something, I'm not the usually that I haven't played that many soul games. I have played some small parts of soul games, but this time I'm trying to get really into the game. So some soul elements in the game takes a little bit while for me to understand.
For example, I have played the first one. I think I own all of the 3 major Dark Souls games. I have to say I haven't finished all of them, and I also finished Bloodborne. So I'm quite used to what it's all about. And I think while you're getting used to all of these features, I find them quite comfortable because I know what this game is about. And at the same time, I think they also kind of remixed a lot of the ideas they had in previous games. For example, when is it Pinocchio? It's Pinocchio.
I never remember the name of the character, but it's supposed to be Pinocchio. What does they call him? The puppet, or?
Yeah, they say the puppet.
Yeah, because I can't remember them ever mentioning a name.
It's funny, but it's Lies of P. It should be that's Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's based on Pinocchio and the kind of tale. They mention Geppetto quite often, actually.
We have yet to see the Dilf.
And one thing that's very noticeable about our levels of the soul games are the first kind of mini boss that appears in this game is some kind of big clown with a cage on his back.
Parade officer, parade leader.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, I struggled quite a bit on him. Like I tried to beat him my 2 previous times, but this time I guess Karol kind of helped me with some kind of bit of strategy, and I did finally beat him at least.
Yeah, with strategy and power of friendship.
Yeah, and just when Karol kind of test played the game, I kind of just noticed how much quicker you got certain things than me.
Yeah, but as I said, I played almost all of the Souls-likes. I didn't play Sekiro. That's the only one. But a lot of them follow the same formula. And a lot of it is in Lies of P.
Yeah.
Like, as I was about to say, they have a lot of, like, ideas remixed in the game. Since in Bloodborne, for example, you had vials, which you generated by hitting enemies. And in this game, it's also similar, but it's only the last vial you have. So it kind of pushes you when you're down on your health to be more aggressive.
Yeah, that's something also I noticed about the clown. The first times I tried to fight him, I was more in like a defense mode, and then I started to notice, well, that doesn't really work. You have to be in kind of an attack mode against him.
Yeah, since if you're just defending, then the battle, like, the best defense is offense. If the guy is dead, he can't kill you.
I gotta say, one thing that I do really like about the game is its style. It's kind of steampunk Pinocchio variant of it, you can say.
Yeah, but like, if you were to say to me a few years ago, oh, we're gonna make a steampunk Pinocchio game, I'd cringe.
Yeah.
But they kind of nailed it.
There's also been this weird thing of so many different Pinocchio variations in the last. We have covered a lot of them recently too.
Yeah, it's some kind of like a Pinocchio multiverse. It's the Disney one, the Guillermo del Toro one, the weird knockoff one, and now the Lies of P.
That one from what was it? Russia? That one came from.
I think so.
It was that one with the memeable voice, I guess you can say.
I mean, he sounded like. I haven't even seen the movie, but I've seen clips.
Father. He doesn't even look like he's a wooden boy. Which, to be fair, Lies of P doesn't look like a wooden boy.
Yeah, but he's still a puppet.
Yeah.
So,
they call him a puppet because he's made out of... he's kind of a robot. I kind of see it as... Because you beat other robots up in the game. So I kind of see the puppet more as... and kind of android variants, someone that still is a robot but has more like a human mind.
Yeah, I mean, the deal was with that Geppetto, he created Pinocchio to be like the superior version of the robot. That's the vibe I'm getting from after the first boss.
Yeah. What was your impression? Because compared to me, you weren't waiting for this game or anything.
I think the biggest reason is it's only PS5, right? It's not on PS4.
We just played it on PS4.
Holy shit! Okay, then I might get it.
I don't have like, PS5.
As I was playing, like I was thinking, oh, what a shame! I really want to play it, but I don't have a PS5.
You can look at my console right there, Karol. It's a PS4. I don't have a PS5 because I feel like I still feel PS5 is kind of expensive and I don't need it.
But that's the general sentiment, isn't it? That unless you have money, like it just like because of the shortages at the beginning of pandemic, it just stuck this reputation for PS5 that it's expensive and it's hard to get.
Yeah, the fact also that still a surprisingly amount of games still releases on PS4 doesn't really help the case.
Yeah, I mean, if they only release on PS5, maybe they would push like the user base towards the new console, but at the same time, a lot of people don't want to make the jump, like us.
Yeah, what are the exclusive? I know that the newest Final Fantasy was an exclusive.
I know.
And I also know that the newest Spider-Man is also an exclusive.
That's true.
Well, what more are there? There's, I guess, the newest Final Fantasy VII when that comes out.
Yeah, like the second part to the Have you seen clips of it?
Yeah.
Where Sephiroth just calls Cloud a puppy. It's like, sir, this is a battle.
Yeah, Sephiroth seems to be much more involved than he was in the original game.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. He is one of the most popular video game villains, so I guess they wanted to use that popularity a bit more.
I also read some... who was it? It was the series director that talked about, like... Yeah, like, Sephiroth is cool, but they also... Everyone has this... No, I wanted to talk about Cloud specifically, because everybody has this notion that he's, like, super cool and brooding and dark.
Yeah.
But during, like, the game, he's not really that. It's, like, until the end. So it's kind of fun that they're bringing it back to his, like, kind of jovial nature back to the series.
Yeah, because the thing with Cloud was that he was... he changed his... in the beginning of the game, his mind is kind of changed into him thinking that he's someone else. Or that he was... Zack, you know the character.
I know.
He's kind of like in his head thinking that he was kind of Zack, like this soldier supreme who was one of the big guns, I guess. When I don't think he ever became a soldier supreme. He was some kind of soldier, but
not a supreme one.
It has been a while since I played Final Fantasy VII, so bear that in mind. All those Final Fantasy fans that will comment, how don't you know this?
If that was the case, I would probably be flamed online. I find myself rarely finishing games, and I have the remake, I just don't finish it.
Yeah, I sometimes get that problem too with even games that I played quite a lot. Sometimes I just don't finish them. That was kind of usual when I was a kid too, where you kind of just got stuck on a part and after a while you didn't continue. At some points I'm kind of tired of trying this over and over again. I think I'm just going to start a new game.
But I don't think my sentiment changed from being a kid. Just like you described, I still have those moments. Yeah. Now I know that I have to take a break, and when I come back to the game, I'll probably finish it.
I guess sometimes after watching the internet, you also sometimes with some games I also have this mind that I got a 100% this game, and I'm not wondering if that is a bit of the internet spooking into my head, because
definitely I agree. Like, because here's a secret, everyone. You don't have to finish a game 100% to say that you played it. You can just play how much you want.
Sometimes that even turns me down from games that I'm trying to 100%, and I'm kind of like, well, this isn't really that fun.
It's not. I mean, we have games nowadays that are designed to just fill time. And I'm specifically talking about like Assassin's Creed games, the modern ones, where it's just like a find a fun of just bubbles.
Bubbles.
Exactly. So, like, yeah, it's not fun. Like, I came to a conclusion. If I'm gonna enjoy a game, it's best to, like, define what I want from it. Do I just want to go for the story? Do I want to 100% it? Do I want, a specific thing from it? Like, in case of multiplayer games.
Now, when you were a bit sick, did you play something, or...?
I did.
What?
I played Final Fantasy 14.
Hooray!
I got back to it.
What level are you on?
I'm on level 70. I finished Heaven's Wharf. I'm doing the Dragon Song patch, like, quests. And I just finished my Culinarian quest line up to Heaven's Wharf. So I was cooking food in real life and in virtual life too.
How big is that game now?
It's so big.
Yeah, because it just grows in popularity. Like, it's an interesting turnaround for a game that kind of failed when it's launched.
It is. I think, like, it's grown so much. It's a competition to WoW, and I know that the main producer of Final Fantasy, the guy who also produced 16, he wants to avoid the comparison to World of Warcraft, since he took a lot of ideas from it and he was inspired by the game. But it's so big, it's proven to be competition for WoW, and WoW is also including a lot of some of the quality of life features into its own game.
Yeah. How is it going for World of Warcraft? There was so long time ago that I even heard something about that game.
I don't think we're... I mean, we would be target audience for World of Warcraft, right?
We kind of were into it when we were teenagers, or...
I mean, our mutual friend, let's call him Z. I don't know. He might not listen to it, but let's keep him private. So Z, he played a lot of World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Oh, right. It was him. For some reason I always thought that you also played it, but you didn't.
I think the only thing that prevented me from getting like full-blown WoW addict was my lack of money.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't have enough for a sub, so I just that's just real. Like, when I got the trial for World of Warcraft, I spent the entire week playing that game. I woke up, played, went to sleep.
Okay.
I dodged a bullet, man.
yeah, kind of, because people that were into WoW were really into WoW.
Yeah. But now when I play Final Fantasy, I kind of see why.
Yeah, but the thing with World of Warcraft in like the middle of the 2000s was that it was really famous computer game that you just knew that everyone was playing it. Like someone on TV on the most boring kind of program could still say, playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, like it was this, because
I remember that there was even a South Park episode about it when it was in its heyday.
There was about this PK. There was like the guys were stuck in like the lower level areas because there was some like a PKer that kept killing them, and they had to grind like lowest level mobs to kill him. And they just turned into like full nerds, peeing in bottles, eating awful stuff, getting like it was a lot.
Yeah, there are some things in gaming culture that has kind of disappeared. Like, do you remember, like, I never did this myself, but I remember when I sometimes walked into the news and there was when the newest GTA, for example, would be coming out, and there were people that camped on.
You mean releases,
outside.
like midnight releases?
Yeah, but I remember that there was some people that even camped for like days for a game.
Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, I agree. That definitely changed. But like midnight releases, queuing up for new games, now it's definitely easier because a lot of times, instead of like waiting for this game, you can just get it day one online, like as a digital copy.
If that was still a thing, would there be any game that you would even consider doing that for?
I mean, I think Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, okay.
I don't play it anymore, but I know that I was like, when that game came out, I promised myself I'll get a Switch, and I did. And if that was the case with the release, it wouldn't be online. I would probably camp.
Okay. Yeah, you can camp also in Animal Crossing.
See, getting a sneak peek.
Yeah, I'm getting the real life experience before getting it in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of things changed. When you mentioned first GTA, I was wondering if it was about the outrage that violent video games generated.
Yeah, that's also a thing, but that has kind of been a thing with media overall for quite a lot of different generations.
But I say we like specifically to games. I don't think we had like a big Okay, we had a lot of scandals with games. Like big, this game, it messes up with the kids, right? Like, I can't think of a game that came out recently that did that.
No, not that it has gotten as big of a reputation as it was in the early or the 2000s, no. Because then it was very much about because the playing characters of games were usually had guns, and then it was about gun violence and one big series that was really popular, Call of Duty.
It's still, I mean, it still is.
Yeah, it still is, but it's not on the level it once was.
True.
You did have some Call of Duties, if I remember correctly.
I did. Like going back to Z, we went to his home many days after school and we played Call of Duty Zombies together.
It took me 10 seconds before I remember what did Karol mean by Z.
Yeah, I mean, it's I didn't want to take any of to dox him potentially.
Yeah, we also sometimes we walk to. I remember going to your apartment because you were kind of near school, and we did play. What was it? Some Tekken game or?
Yes, I think it was Tekken 7.
I always find those games funny when you can beat when I can beat you without knowing which button I'm pressing.
I just wanted to say, not even listeners, please. Not even Tekken. I remember when I got Just Dance for my PlayStation Move, and the point is that you dance with your whole body and not just wave your hand around like on the screen.
Why? It's the only one thing that counts.
It's disingenuous. It's like
if I'm being honest, I felt like I did dance with my whole body. I guess it might have looked something else, but I really thought that I was doing what it was on screen.
When I turned around, you were just like waving it around like a air attendant. Like, here, come airplane, come see airplane.
Well, the controller kind of looked like something that could be in a like. Let's get this plane here. Come on, like think about if you were going to like an airport and taking those with you. Come here. This plane here.
So what you're saying? It was a natural feeling that you just followed.
Well, I did win.
God damn it.
That's the part that was interesting, was that you had the game for quite a while, and then I come in and I actually managed to beat you one time.
God, I missed that Just Dance. I have.
Well, they still releases it.
I know they even released it on the Switch. I could potentially get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, not on the Wii anymore.
Yeah. Wait, have you heard about 3DS and Wii U sunsetting online services?
Yeah, that they are going to take it away. Yeah.
Yeah, just like with last year, they took away all of the Wii Shop.
Yeah, they took out eShop.
Yeah, and now they're going like every single game you will not be able to access the services unless it's like Pokemon Bank. I think that's currently the only thing operational.
Okay, yeah, Pokemon Bank feels like it kind of has to be operational.
Yeah, since it would screw a lot of people who are playing like competitive level Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just the one part of one thing that you always expect, but a bit sad when it happens, because the Nintendo is a big company. Like eventually they will turn off the Wii U and 3DS because those consoles have gotten old now.
That's true. It's a shame. Still, I know it cost them money to uphold the Wi-Fi features.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I sometimes think about when you're about to buy a game that is specifically for online play, is that when that life for that console ends, then you might not be able to play one game that you bought.
Yeah, I mean, I had this happen to me. Well, not yet, but the danger still lurks. So On PS3, I think was the first game I bought. Fat Princess. It's like a 50 player versus 50 player.
We have played it together.
Yeah. So Fat Princess is a capture the flag, but the flag is a princess, and you can feed her cake to make her fat, and as fatter she gets, it's heavier to carry. And it's like a full-on blown conflict, like Call of Duty, but with knights and healers and wizards.
Mm.
The problem is once PS3 runs its course, I can't access this game anymore, and it's like one of my happiest memories I have of the console.
Yeah. One thing that I started to think about recently is because I played Mario Kart 8 recently, and they are still releasing patches for new courses and things like that. But one thing that started to get in my mind was the original Mario Kart 8, like the first version of Mario Kart 8, that released in 2014. So in the next year, in 2024, Mario Kart 8 will be 10 years old. Like that shocks my mind a bit. And to think that for 10 straight years we haven't actually gotten a new Mario Kart game. Like, I know that the game has updated itself a very, very many amount of times.
I mean, they basically added like a whole ass new game with the DLC course.
Yeah, the
amount of new maps.
Yeah, when that is done, there will be like 94 courses or something.
Yeah.
Or 98 or something, like very close to 100. So it's not like you haven't gotten Mario Kart content, because you have gotten quite a lot, but still think 10 years.
What if Nintendo, because I can't imagine Nintendo release unless they make a new system, which I think is still way too soon since a lot of people have a Switch.
Yeah. So
releasing something to similar to Switch just to release a new Mario Kart game. What if they just release something like Double Dash? Like with a whole new gimmick to it that differentiates itself enough from the original game. It has to be something drastic, I feel like, if it's going to be on the same system.
One thing that I always kind of felt with Nintendo is that they are very, very much one per console type of company, because in the past, especially with Mario, it was kind of always like there's going to be just one 3D Mario game per disc in this console. And that's still true with the Switch, even with the success of Super Mario Odyssey. And there are some exceptions, like
Splatoon.
Yes, Splatoon is one exception I can think of, where it has gotten both Splatoon 2 and 3 on the same console. But I usually feel like Nintendo is very much like one per console. Like, take one example, Animal Crossing. The next time I think we will see Animal Crossing is probably on a new console. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I feel the same. Even I mean, I don't even know, since do people want a new Animal Crossing? That's the question, since I feel like New Horizons is great, but there's a lot of features missing, and I'm not hopeful that we'll get it soon enough. Like, I don't think even the next generation will have a Animal Crossing. I think it's like 2 generations.
Yeah. Why is the stuff missing? Because one thing that I remember about a New Leaf when that came out was that game was supposed to have very much stuff in it, which I heard kind of some things are like missing from the newest Animal Crossing.
Yeah, a lot of. I think New Horizons is very good at building stuff, at reading stuff. I love how there's news recipes. I love how there's like so much furniture. You can Happy Home Academy DLC is wonderful. You can just style your home however you want.
Yeah.
But the villagers feel hollow.
Yeah.
And Bunny Day debacle. It was just awful, because there's like an event, like every month there's a new resource to get, but during Easter it's a full month of Easter. It's searching eggs for a full month. It sucks.
What is the Easter Bunny debacle? Because I'm not really that into Animal Crossing.
Okay, so it's not... I call it an Easter Bunny debacle, but... So, as I said, every month there's like a new resource.
Yeah.
It's seashells, or it's like flower petals, cherry blossom petals, or it's mushrooms, or it's something, you know.
Yeah.
So it keeps fresh, new resources, so you can craft new items. But during Easter, it's not a one-day event. It's like they're building up to the event. You have like, instead of like when you chop trees, instead of getting a tree, you can get a wood egg. Instead of getting stone, you can get a stony egg. Instead of getting like something, you get eggs. And it just messes up your flow because you're not getting resources, you're getting eggs. And a lot of the furniture, it's like Easter themed. You can't really use a lot of it during the rest of the year.
And this is one whole month.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? Like Easter to me is just kind of 1 week thing. Christmas feels more to me like that's almost a month thing.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not Easter, it's Bunny Day.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I also think about a little bit when we're talking about Nintendo and so sometimes lack of content is that they have weirdly gotten a new strategy on content, and that is if a game is selling really good, then they will sometimes it feels like they are lacking sometimes some things when they are released, and they will add stuff as times goes. Like that's very
okay, I get it.
That's very familiar with especially the Mario sports games, where it kind of feels like it's lacking when you get it, but then they will add characters and maybe other stuff.
Okay, because I wanted to see if it's about DLC, but what you're describing is that they're like withholding
additional
content to like extend the life of the game.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I felt like I reacted very much to was when the newest Fire Emblem released. Like 1 week after they were like, we are planning to release a three DLC courses for this game we just released.
Fire Emblem Engage, and one of them will have like an alternate ending.
And one of these will be so close that you will wonder why it wasn't included in the game in the first place.
I wonder. I have a pet theory that I just came up with now. Do you think Smash Bros' success, like Smash Bros, because they had a lot of DLCs.
Yeah.
They had a lot of fighters, and it kept the buzz going about the game for years.
Yeah, it really did.
Like, why won't you want to copy that with other games? Release content periodically to keep the buzz going.
Yeah, but the problem with that strategy is that Smash Bros is the thing with Smash Bros is that they are kind of taking the most exciting characters you can find. Like it's video game icons versus video game icons. With Mario, are you really going to feel that exciting about addition of Shy Guy and Birdo?
I mean, hey, don't diss Shy Guy fans and Birdo fans.
Oh, I am a Shy Guy fan. I really like that character.
But I see your point. Like, well, yeah, like, it makes sense with Smash, but even still, like, as the new characters are released, I'm shaking on my chair, I'm squeaking it. It's still generating buzz. It's still you're still talking about the game. What was the other example I wanted to give?
Mario Kart or some racing game? Splatoon, okay.
Yeah. But I don't feel it applies anymore. I was thinking, oh yeah, they like what's it called?
One earlier conversation we had about games kind of being useless if it doesn't have internet. Splatoon is kind of like the.
It is
that kind of game that when the Nintendo Switch internet ends, if that is in 8 years or something like that, it's still kind of far away. But when that happens, what is there in Splatoon 2 that you can really do?
It's the DLC. which you can't get if there is no online services. Like I can, if you have if the internet dies or they remove like functions from Splatoon 2, if you have the DLC, if you have Octoling expansion, I can say it's worth it. The game is worth it because it's such a good story and it's such a fun, just like here's like a 50 really hard challenges you can throw yourself at, and it's cool. But if you don't have the DLC, if you only have base game for the Splatoon 2 with no internet, it sucks. The main story sucks. I cannot recommend this.
Yeah, the thing with Splatoon is that its main thing also is that Battle 4 versus 4 in multiplayer.
Yeah. And the same goes for Splatoon 3, because the story mode is good. But that's not why I bought it. I bought it for what's it called? Side Order, which is also the upcoming DLC.
Yeah.
Which, same argument. If you can't get it if you only can get it online, then there's no point to buying Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
I would say we're touching almost video game preservation kind of topic.
Yeah.
Since it's a shame that a lot of this content you can't get anymore. And even going back to Fire Emblem, there's a lot of Fire Emblem characters in Fates that are only by Street Pass or Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And
you're not gonna be able to get them anymore. And it sucks.
Yeah. Well, there were some... Yeah, there are some unlockable,
Ike's quotation marks.
That isn't something that exists with older games because online didn't really exist. If you have an GameCube, for an example, every game that's on that console you can still
you're not missing anything.
Yeah, with some games nowadays that you pay full price for, in the future, then some of that content will be lost.
Or even better, in case of Destiny 2, you buy the game goes free to play, and they lock you out of the DLC planet that you paid for.
I start to think about, there was what's it, Platinum's Babylon Fall, or what was that?
I've heard about the game, yeah.
It was 1 year after release, they put the servers down. And it's kind of if you pay full price for a game that is independent of online, and the company puts their servers down so you can play the game, that's really wasted.
You just throw your money in the bucket.
Yeah, that's really wasted money.
At least, and maybe it's hypocritical that I'm so critical about missing content to games that you can't get them anywhere, because I enjoy Final Fantasy XIV so much. Which, yeah, if it goes down, it goes down. But there has been talks about making Final Fantasy XIV single player in some way. That's why we have duty assist. You can get NPCs for you to get on with the necessary dungeons. You don't have to, if you're really scared, you don't have to disappoint people by playing you're not safe enough. You're not really feeling I'm good enough tank. You can do it alone. And there has been talks about making just a standalone, so you can download it when you want to play it.
Yeah.
And this is also why I going off to another tangent. Final Fantasy 15,
16,
15 Comrades.
Yeah.
It's also a multiplayer expansion pack to 15, and I think you can get it on disc.
Yeah.
And it also plays. You don't need an internet for it. You can just play through the story.
I feel like there was a lot of different versions of Final Fantasy 15 that was released. I bought some version that was called the Royal version.
Yeah. We always come back to 15 for some reason on this podcast.
I don't know. I gotta be honest. I feel like it's an interesting game to talk about, because just the debacle of it, it's interesting in itself, I guess.
Yeah,
how the game took so long to make, and the process of making it, and the original creator for that game was taken off. And
now we have Jahzzar. Or what's his face in Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah, it wasn't like it was some nobody that they took off of the game. It was like their biggest name they removed. The Square Enix biggest name of the company they removed from one of their titles.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And then the debacle after the game released of additional contents and the game not being fully done.
And now we can go even back. Like Final Fantasy 15 is so great because even now we can tie it to like video game preservation. It has shitload of DLCs.
Yeah.
Some of them promised, some of them never came out, but the ones we have are important to the story and will also be lost to time.
Yeah, I also remember one comment you left on one of the videos where we released when
playing the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, when we were talking about it last time, and I did this picture of like kind of all the things that we were talking about, and I also took some kind of, what was it, book information or something, and you comment like, oh, I completely forgot about that stupid book or something.
Because the final ending is in a book. Nomura, please.
Yeah, because the original game had an ending, and then there were like 3 added endings to it.
I don't want to. You know what? Talking about endings, let's talk about Homestuck.
I thought you wanted to end this episode.
Well, we are approaching like our limit for this episode, I feel like.
Yeah, you can at least say what you want to say about Homestuck.
Homestuck 2, now called Homestuck Beyond Canon, which was the original name, is back.
Hooray!
Hooray. They kicked the team again. There's new people again working on it. There's supposed to be like... there is supposed to be updates like every other month. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of hyped. The chapters they done currently are fun. They're jokey.
Yeah.
I forgot you don't know anything about Homestuck.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually remember what the heck Homestuck is, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so 4 kids play a Sims game that brings the end of the world. They have to then they have to like solve a conflict on 2 moons. They are communicating with aliens called trolls that try to guide them to finish the game. They have to reset the universe. Their parents are playing the video game themselves. Yada yada yada. End of the worlds.
Well, that isn't realistic. Parents playing video games.
No, because when they scratched the universe, all of it got reset and they wouldn't be playing the game again. So they became like the guardians of their own parents. So we got like Roxy, which was mom to Rose. She's now a character. And we got Dirk and Jake and what was the Batter Witch's name?
It sounds a bit complicated.
It is. It's like a whole, like, I could make like a 2-hour dissection of Homestuck. But okay. I want you to spare you the pain.
Okay. As
I caress your knee.
Well, anyway, thank you all for listening to this, I guess, video game centric episode of the Media Bubble podcast.
Yeah, and how we feel about video game preservation.
I guess.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun too.
Let's do it again sometime. So, as always, thank you all for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitch, or YouTube, and don't forget to follow, like, or subscribe.
Yeah.
And also thank you to Jahzzar for our intro and outro comedy.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.